Just I love starting the day with you and our yoga practice. It's just inspiring to me to see you all here at bright and early and dedicated. It's really an honor to be with you all. So we'll start sitting. And this week, we're just talking about our mudras before the class began. If you're liking the mudra practices, I know I am. So this week, we're working with Purna Hridaya Mudra. Purna means fullness, and Hridaya is a heart. So a full heart. So the way that we work with this mudra is you bring your palms to face each other. And then you curl the first finger knuckles in to interlace them like so. And then you bring the thumbs down. So we have the shape of a heart. And then you can bring this right down to your heart space, if you like. Make sure you let your shoulders relax and you allow your elbows to just be comfortable, hang. Have this mudra wherever feels best for your arms and hands. And you can close your eyes if you want. I always like to just take the first moment to sense and tune in to what this gesture through your hands might feel like through your system, through your mental, emotional, physical body. How does it express for you, either inwardly to yourself or outwardly? What you'd like to say to yourself or to the world. Just how this mudra helps connect you to that greater sense of being, that presence, of awareness that's always there. Breathing into the heart space for another moment. Just feel the gentle rise and fall of your breath. And then bring your hands into Anjali Mudra, hands, palms together, to honor yourself. And we'll take just a moment to bow to each other. Release your hands and open your eyes. Okay, so let's start with, we're going to do a little ball massage for the feet. Now, and if you don't have a ball, what I'd like you to do is take your blanket and roll it up nice and tight. So I'll show that position. If you have the ball, we're going to just stand and do a little ball massage. Actually, I did this yesterday. You might want to try this as an alternate to the ball, but you roll up your roll, not all the way. So I've got it about this thick, actually. So it's maybe a third of the way into the roll, and you step right up on it. So the arches of your feet are right up on the roll. So your heels are not on the ground. And then you're just going to kind of move around, stepping through your feet. Maybe you can do one foot or both feet, but it's really lovely. I was really surprised that my right arch, the arch of my foot yesterday, was tender when I stepped on the blanket. And I didn't feel it so much when I was doing the ball massage. So just curious, right? To see how the body speaks to us. So I'm doing my right foot to start. I'm not going to be here long. It's just a nice way to wake up the part of your body that touches the earth all day long. It makes that connection. And if you're on the roll, you can lift and spread your toes. You can do that even if you're using the ball. You can wiggle the toes gently, just like saying good morning to that part of your feet. It's lovely. And then we'll switch to the other foot if you're using the ball. Again, not any special technique today, just to give some love and send our attention down into. They say where attention goes, prana flows. All right. Would love to do this much, much longer, but since we only have a half hour, you can always come back to it if you have time later. All right, so then take your ball aside. Now, I'd like you to, everybody, roll your blanket if it's not already. Roll it up about a third of the way and make it kind of firm so it's not a loose roll. It's kind of nice and firm there. And now we'll step, this time, once you get the roll ready, you'll step the balls of the feet up onto the roll with the heels down on the ground. So you have like the opposite of wearing a high-heeled shoe. And then if it's too thick, you'll notice that your ankles will either bow out or they'll fall in excessively, or it'll just feel like, oh my gosh, this is too much, right? So diminish the roll as you need to. Meet your body where it is right here in this moment. So we're not trying to overdo it, so to speak, especially in the morning. So this is a calf stretch. Now, if you bend the knees a little and sit back slightly into your bum, this stretches more of the deeper muscle called the soleus muscle in the calf. It sits kind of behind the gastroc, the bigger calf muscle. And then straighten the legs a little bit. See how that feels. And then we'll bend knees, goes back a little, feel a different stretch. And coming up. Now we'll step back off the roll and we'll take the weight into the left foot. Take the toenail side of the right foot down to the mat and then rainbow your heel side to side. So this is a top of the foot stretch, top of the toes. And the closer your foot is towards the left foot, the less pressure, of course. So if you go back further, depending on how much weight you put onto that right foot, it can be more intense. Okay, right foot to the floor, take the left, top of the foot. Now you might get a cramp in your foot if we don't use a lot of the muscles around the foot this way. It can feel sort of, get a little cramp. Hopefully it'll ease out. All right, and then come back into center. Now, take your strap. I have a loop in my strap, so you can make a loop in your belt if you have one, or you could use a bathrobe tie. We're going to step into the loop and around the upper middle thighs. So right halfway between the knees and the top of the thighs. And just make the loop big enough or small enough so that when you stand, you can feel a little pressure against your legs. The strap is against the legs, okay? So I'm gonna face my blanket, but I'm not gonna step up on it yet. Let's just try here, standing in mountain pose, and feel the bottoms of the feet. So the center of the heel, the ball of the big toe, ball of the little toe. So the triangular base from ball of the foot to heel. And then as you sit back into a chair, try to maintain those 3 points of the feet. So you can feel that you didn't fall back into your heels too much or pitch forward into your toes too much. So maintain that. And then as you're here, gently press your legs out into the belt. And notice as you do that, you might feel some muscles on the outer hip start to wake up. And then let that pressure go. And then do that again. Press your legs out. Now, if you look down at your feet as you press your legs out, okay, and then keep looking at your feet, let your legs relax, and then press your legs out. Sometimes the inside arch of the feet will actually get a little lighter, which is a good thing, especially for those that pronate or where the ankles fall in. Okay, so release and press out. Just see if there's a difference that you can sense or feel or see in your feet. Relax the legs, and then one more time, press out. And then keep the pressing out as you stand, okay? Now, last thing here with this setup, we're gonna step back up onto the roll with the balls of the feet. The heels are down. We've got our strap. Let's try that little chair. Now, mine is smaller because I've asked my calf muscles to do more stretch here, and there's only so much that's available. So if you went way down like this, that's okay, but know that your knees did not bend anymore, right? So we want to keep the harmony between the hips and the knees even for this particular stretch. Now press your legs out into the strap and relax. Press your legs out. And you feel the hip muscles up on the sides of the legs. Relax. And then 2 more like that. Press out. Relax. Now, press the legs out. Keep that pressure as the weight is on the outside edges of the foot. Can you push down through the big toe ball a little more without losing your pressing out? So the big toe ball pushes into the blanket as you're pressing your thighs out. So now we're asking lots of muscles down in the feet and ankles to work, okay? And then we'll come all the way up. Step backwards, take your strap away. And then take your blanket aside. And we'll come into Tadasana, mountain pose. So I love to just pause a moment. I feel like my calves, my lower legs, and my feet feel lighter, yet I can feel the ground beneath my feet a bit more. Now let's take the arms up, inhale. And as your hands come to the heart, sit back into chair again. Find that harmony between only go back through the hips as much as the knees go forward. And then step the right foot back. Stay on the ball of your right foot in high lunge. Hands to the sides of the pelvis. And feel the ball of the back foot evenly rooted down. Now let's pulse here. Bending and straightening the legs a little. Going slow enough that you can really sense all the way from your legs down through your feet. Now we'll stay in the bend, both front and back leg. Even bend the back knee a little more. Take the right arm up and take a side bend over to the left. Now, side bend comes through the torso, not shifting the pelvis off to the side. Side bending up and over. Bend the back knee a little. Feel some stretch there through the whole right side. And coming back up, step the right foot forward. Inhale, arms up. Hands come together. Gather at the heart center. Step the left foot back. High lunge again. So staying on the ball of the back foot if you can. Hands onto the pelvis. Let's bend and straighten. Consciously observing with presence and awareness the movement, the sensations through the body as you're moving, your breath, your feet, and how they meet them. Okay, let's stay here. Bend the back knee a little bit more. Take the left arm up. Now, when you side bend to the right, try not to kick the left side of the pelvis out to the left. Stretching through hands. Sometimes the front knee will fall in a little. Steady through the front leg. Inhale, hands to the hips, step forward. So take a turn to the side. Turn the legs and feet out. And sit into goddess pose. Take the hands just like where the strap was, to the outsides of the thighs, and press the legs back into your hands. And then lift the right heel off the floor. Now we're contracting the calf muscles. Slowly lower the heel down, lift the other heel up. Lower down. Let's go to the first side. Right side. Keep pressing your legs into your hands. Come back. Left side. Come back to center. Stretch the legs straight. Turn the feet more straight ahead. And we'll take just a half forward bend this morning. So right from your hips, bend forward halfway. Just notice what this feels like. It might be a big stretch for your hamstrings. Keep the back of the neck long. Pelvis reaching back. Bend the right knee, shift to the right and over to the left. Keep the knees behind the toes here. So you've got the forward bend, stretching through the inner legs, back of the legs. Slow, conscious movement this morning to really ground you in your body. Okay. So once you've gone both sides pretty evenly, come back to center. Inhale, rise. Step the feet back towards one another. And balance on your right foot. Bring your left leg up. Take the leg out and tree pose. Arms come out to the side. You can have cactus arms, maybe your Purna or Jaya Mudra, fullness of the heart. Kind of fun. All the little waverings on the bottom foot there, strengthening those small muscles that support your ankle and the foot. Now take your right knee forward, arms come out to the side, warrior three. Start to tip forward, loading the back leg. Warrior three, arms wherever you like, down a little towards the hips, out to the side. And then back up into tree pose again. It's okay to sway. In fact, whatever's happening, it's okay. Ooh, okay, go ahead, put your foot down. That was a tricky one for me this morning. Right foot now. Bring the left leg up. Leg goes out, tree pose. Any place for the hands you like. Relaxing shoulders. So often shoulders want to grip when we balance. It's like they just want to help out. So we can give the shoulders a moment just to soften here. Soft gaze. Take the knee forward. Warrior three, arms to the side. Just like we navigate the balance in life, the challenges of life. This is what we're doing in our mat as well. Presence, steadiness, back into Vrikshasana, tree pose. Soft gaze. And then left foot down to the right. Turn to face the front of the mat again. Hands to the hips. Come back into your chair squat. So it feels to me like there's a little more connection between my hips and my feet. And then bow forward, hands come up to blocks if you want. Uttanasana. Standing forward bend. Let your head release down. So for me, when I bend forward, initially the weight is usually more in the balls of my feet and my toes drip a bit. So just sensing, rocking back and forth, where's the weight in your feet. Right foot steps back, right knee down to the floor. This is where you might want to have some support under your right knee. I'm gonna slide my blanket over. And then walk the front foot forward, walk the blocks forward, and shift yourself forward. So your hands are under your shoulders pretty much. Now, just do this a moment Back the bum up a little, come forward, back the bum up a little, come forward. Find a place here where it doesn't feel like a extreme or super stretch, if that makes sense, right? So we don't want the top of the femur here on this right side to push too far forward in the hip socket. That can create little micro tears over a long period of time, starting to create issues in the hips, right? So just back your bum up a little bit, even though that delicious stretch might feel so good pushing into it. So backing up a little and then straighten the back leg and reach through the right heel. So we don't have to push the pelvis downward in order to stretch further. Okay, just reach through the heel. Now bend the right knee a little and then reach through the heel again. One more time, bend the right knee and reach through the heel. So the leg straightens. Right knee comes down. Let's shift back into runner stretch. Draw the blocks backwards. I'm still forward over my left leg. Left heel is down. I have the ball of the foot lifted. And let's point and flex your front foot. If it's better for you to be on tall blocks, way up here, right? This could be where your body says it wants to be. Honoring the body is not cliche in any way. In fact, it's the way the yogis really taught it. It's something we have to object to or try to force. Okay, let's bend the front leg and switch sockets. So left knee now, right foot forward. Stay low on the blocks, torso forward, walk the front foot out, and then go forward. And then shift forward and back a little. So can you sense feeling into that deeper stretch and then backing off? Just find that, really sense that place for you where your body feels most comfortable. And then from that most comfortable place, tuck the toes. Now reach through the back heel to straighten the knee. Okay, so there's a connection from your knee to your foot. Bend the back knee a little. Now instead of trying to push the knee up to the sky, reach through the heel to straighten the knee. Okay, so that connects the foot and the knee and the hip together. One more time, bend the knee. Now reach through the heel to straighten. All right, and then the knee comes down. Let's get back into our runner stretch. Straightening the front leg, right heel down. Check in with your shoulders. Relax your jaw, all those places, all those lovely parts of us that want to help out. Point and flex the front foot. Now, and then pause here. Let's then bring the front leg back. And come into a puppy pose. Let's actually keep the blocks out in front. Take the palms flat on the blocks, walk the blocks out, and draw the hips back. So we didn't do a lot of shoulder love today. But I do find sometimes that if I can work with my hips and legs, that my shoulders actually benefit as well. Let's go out to the right side, extending backwards to the left. And slow breathing. And then over to the other side, stretching the hips and pelvis back to the right. And then come back into the middle. Okay. So now, let's come back to that roll in your blanket, just about the same amount, or maybe a little more. rolling up the blanket. We're not going to use it for our feet. Let's lie over the vertical roll this morning. So the verticality goes on the spine. So you can put the bottom edge right at the bra strap line. Okay, so we'll shift up and relax the shoulders from all that work we did. So bottom edge of the blanket, right at the bra strap line area. Place your feet flat on the floor, knees bent, or you can stretch your legs straight and bring your arms wherever they're comfortable. My feet feel quite light and energized. It's kind of I had a friend once tell me that she had a foot massage instead of a whole body massage, and she felt afterwards, just from the foot massage, like her whole body got the massage. So closing the eyes if you want. Imagining here that there's little air holes at the tops of your feet. Airways, however you want to visualize it, and just breathe into the tops of in, breathe out. Breath coming in, breath coming out. Full body movements. And if you have extra time to stay right where you are, please feel free. Otherwise, we'll roll to one side gently and bring yourself back up into sitting again. Coming back together in a comfortable seat.